were using them. And the things I found with these are that they really are a great device for consuming content. And by that I mean taking content that someone's giving to you, absorbing it, looking at it through the screen, playing videos, listening to audio. So basically things that we worked with were giving the students documents that traditionally probably were printed. They get web content at their fingertips, so they can go into Moodle, they can go into Google, basically a web page with some limitations. Books. I made some e-books for the students. They also had access to the wide variety of other books available online and video. Just going over some of those things, I've got some little screen captures here of me playing about with some of the apps. The first one I want to show you is Goodreader. And Goodreader is a document management tool the students all manage to use. It costs $1.29, I think it was. And what it allows them to do is, at the moment I'm logging into something called Dropbox, which is an online free storage service. And I've got a whole pile of files on Dropbox, and I'm just downloading files from Dropbox onto the iPad itself. So I don't need to connect it to a computer, I'm doing it all through the wireless network. So you can see here, it's not very clearly, but you can see that I'm going through, I'm going to grab a PDF file that I had. I think that was an exercise file or an assignment file there. So the students could just go through and download any files they want, which negates the need for printing. It also allows you to organise things, so I've got a pile of folders here in my files, so it works much like on a computer. Within the app you could also open them up, so here we have, this is my assignment, my e-portfolio, so the students are able to just go through and look at the documents, they can spin it around, zoom in and zoom out if they want, and that was Goodreader. So that solved the issues with the students getting hold of materials and fun part of this was the fact that we could actually take the materials and turn them into a book. So I took here one of my handouts, teaching them about Microsoft Access, and I converted it into an ebook. What I also did was I added in videos. So here's an embedded video inside the book. So normally I'd have a PDF file and a bunch of video files that students could download. And in this case, the videos are right inside the book. So they just touch on the video, pops up, and there's no audio here at the moment, but they'd hear me narrating what was happening in the video. So I was talking them through how to create a database at this point. So I just jumped out of that video, flicking through the pages, jumped into another video. So it's really quick and easy. They don't have to muck around with different files, download multiple things, they just download one book, upload it to their iPad. This is reasonably unique. Most people spend time to use pretty well with what they think at this stage. So it's not so easy for your average Joe to do, but I've had that content.
Would that work on the netbook, or is it purely an eye?
No, I made that work on the netbook. So the netbook had to have a separate no reader on the netbook for the actual file. So I had to have the netbook using the PDF and video file. How's that better? Alright, so also Moodle is one of the next big things at the moment. We're moving over to Moodle. I've had to go at creating a Moodle site to support the iPad. So I call this the iPad experience. And in it, there's a whole range of materials, one of which was a glossary that I made. So here, the students have a whole pile of different apps that they can look through, and I've made a glossary entries for each of them. I've since revised a little bit from the video there and included video captures and bits and pieces to give them a bit more material. And the idea in future would be that the students could build upon that and add their own apps into the glossary, so they can say, this is what I found. And we only had so much time in the course with all the extra stuff I was trying to build in, so I couldn't do everything on it. For reading things like the paper, there was a neat Herald app. There's now a Stuff app and a pile of other newspaper apps that have come out as well. This one was quite good for the students to actually just go through and get in and read the newspaper. In particular, I was looking at some of the technology pieces. So just an example here, here's the front page, you can see all the different articles, and you can jump into whichever particular area you're interested in. And we looked at a computer device, so what's cool about the iPad.
James, do you have to pay subscription for that?
No, it's free.
Oh.
Do I cancel a newspaper subscription now?
Yeah.
Getting me off right?
That's what that theory does. I think students could use their bringing PowerPoint slides. Can they write on that?
You can, I'll get
It's like making notes.
some things you can write on easily, some apps you can't, because it depends on the app. A lot of the time and what type of media it is. So the PowerPoint slides isn't enough for them. There are apps that will take PDF. So if you do a PDF of your PowerPoint slides, you can then write notes on the PDF. So there you can. Here's another example here of an interactive magazine. And this one was sort of my students, it was wow, it was free, and it was effectively a guide to using an iPad. So they could click their way through it and see all kinds of different bits and pieces about different iPad apps and the pros and cons of using an iPad. So I thought this might be a fun way to have a look at what it could do and learn a bit more about it. Part of the idea was that I didn't want them just using it for class, I wanted them to go away and do things with it outside the class. So I guess full benefit. Here we had, this was 101 apps from memory. So they went through and reviewed a whole pile of different apps. There are obviously an awful lot more than that. But some of the basic ones or core ones, things like Keynote, what I'm using at the moment. And I think there's a few other pages. So I didn't use in the course Keynote pages and numbers, but they are the iPad equivalents of Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. And originally at the time they actually didn't work well with Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, so I didn't go down that road. But since about 3 or 4 weeks ago, they've done an upgrade and now they work very well together. So next time around, I would definitely make use of those. So that's content consumption. That's how the students got content from us that they were able to look at. But that's only half the story. You also need to be able to create things. So I wanted my students to be able to create material in the class, interact with me. And I found the iPad wasn't bad at doing this. It's not the best tool for this, but of course, you know, it's quite small and has other advantages. It's not a full-blown computer. But I found that it could create documents, presentations, and spreadsheets pretty well. You wouldn't write a giant essay on it. You could. There's nothing actually stopping you other than actually typing on the screen. Presentations, obviously I've created this whole presentation on here, so I think it's actually pretty neat device to create a presentation. Spreadsheeting didn't spend much time on that, but their numbers have most of the features of Excel. Logging was a big part of our course, and we found that they had a logging app. We had to change log sites partway through the course, unfortunately, because the site where it was closed down. So that made life a little tricky in that department. But there was a logging app for WordPress that we managed to move through, and it worked pretty well. Audio recording has a microphone. At present, the current model doesn't have a camera, but it does have a microphone, so you could get audio recording from the students. Mind mapping, you can use MindMeister as a MindMeister app, which is brilliant, and there's obviously plenty of other mind mapping options. Images, and obviously the polls that I showed you at the start. So I've just gone through some of these, and you can see here Photoshop Express, which is a free app. And what I've done here is I've gone into my photo library, picked up a photo of our students when they first got their iPads, and I want to make this part of one of my blog posts. So I'm going to edit up the photo a little bit, and it's a reasonably powerful application, especially for free. You can crop, you can resize and rotate. You can also apply filters, so I just apply place like filter here, and sketch filter, so it's a little more artistic. So it looks like I know what I'm doing. In fact, I'm clearly not going to do anything. And I can save that image and bonk it. I'm finished. I'm finished anyway. Straight into my WordPress app. So the WordPress app was connected to my WordPress account. I was able to create a WordPress account straight from the app, so I didn't have to have the computer in front of me. On the computer, it's slightly more full-featured. You can more easily edit your content, but on the go, you can quite easily put together a blog post. So here I'm just typing it out like an email, really. Just a little bit of whatever about the image I'm about to post, go through, find the image I want to put in there, add it, post the blog post, and then you'll see on the WordPress app, WordPress blog, that I've got my post popping up nicely. A lot of this works around the content that you've got on the iPad. So one of the key things to get the students doing and understanding is how to get content onto the iPad in the first place so they can do this. The photo album on there, that you can easily add photos to the internet or from your own camera or from another sort of online storage. So making sure that the first step is really critical, because otherwise they might look at it and think, well, there's not much I can do here. So Safari is the web browser. It's the equivalent of Microsoft Internet Explorer or Firefox, but for Mac and for the iPad. And I'm just so if I type out my WordPress address all along. But you see that you can pretty easily view most web pages in the same way that you would on the computer. Obviously, the drawback to the iPhone, iPad, and iPod Touch browsers are they don't work with Flash at the moment, and there are also some other complex JavaScript things that they don't quite do. Most things they do well though. So here's my WordPress blog. It looks exactly the same as it does on the computer, and there's the post that I just made. My little blurb at the top and my image. So that works pretty well. MindMeister, this was really good. Students all have MindMeister free accounts, so they can create a free online MindMeister mind map. With the app, it's a $10 app, but it allows them to create as many as they want offline. So on the iPad, they can move away and create as many iPad maps as they like, but they can also interact with the live one. So in class, I had the mind map on the screen, and all the student groups were sitting there in their groups editing the mind map. So there were quite a few of these we did over the course. So we might do an exercise on emerging technology. Each student group had a technology, and they created their own nodes like this, and they were putting up information about the emerging technology. So by the end of it, 7 groups had a different topic each, and I had a mind map with all 7 sets of technology fleshed out. All done live with the iPad. So in a room like this, well, students had an iPad group, and once the group had an iPad, you could do something like that. So, around to the iPad. I sort of put together a simplified diagram here. I did this on the iPad as well. There's a lot more I could add to it. I was running out of time and inspiration, I suppose. I thought that there's class interactivity and class activity rather than looking at content consumption and creation. I thought, well, within the class, we want interactivity with the students. So I specifically used MindMeister, I used Poll Everywhere, and I used WordPress to get that interactivity with the students. So I can see straight away blog posts going up, I can see mind maps being created, and I can get feedback during presentations from Poll Everywhere. And the class activity side of things, getting the students work to do based on what they were doing on the web browser, what they were doing with the book. I would do in the future, I didn't at this point. I just have a generic kind of office iPad that did all 3. Wasn't really that great. The iWork option is a much better one. And obviously also there's materials for good reading. So there's an awful lot you can do in the class with these things, and in my case, because the students have a laptop there, some of the benefits were not so obvious because they could just look up things on the computer, but at the same time also get the other benefits because they could suddenly have the materials sitting next to them, teaching them how to do access, and actually use the computer to write something down.